director of Dancing at Lunasa, which is a famous movie and famous play. And a lot of people like me and Lara agree that on the stage is always the best place to really explore all this. Lara, welcome to the program. Great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're not only a director, you're an actress. Now, which do you prefer, being an actor or being a director?
I think I have to say actress. I've been doing that most of my life, but I feel pretty blessed that I'm getting the opportunity to direct more and more because you have just so much control over the process, and that's really delightful.
How did you get tangled up with this Irish stuff?
I think Cleveland might think I'm Irish. I've actually, the first Irish character that I got to play was in 2012, and that was Josie Hogan in Moon for the Misbegotten by Eugene O'Neill.
Yes.
And I actually repeated that role again not too long ago. But yeah, I played a couple of Irish characters, and I just love it so very much. And I've loved this play by Brian Friel since I was only 20 years old in college.
Well, it's pretty famous, and it must be if they made a movie out of it. Meryl Streep.
Sure, right.
The actors in the play, where'd you get it from?
So this is Case Western Reserve University's undergraduate program. So all of the actors on stage today are from the undergraduate program. They're all actually acting minors, I think, for the most part.
An all American-born program.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We're doing our best with the dialect. I joked with my husband.
You
I was
can't
like,
change it too much, though.
Right. No, we're doing our best. I kind of, we have so many Irish folks, real Irish folks, coming to see the show. I'm like, be gentle on us. We're doing our best.
It's a beautiful theatre. I've never been in it, but I've heard a lot about it. It's the old synagogue, isn't it?
Well,
was it?
there was actually additional theaters built onto that old synagogue. So there's a large auditorium, proscenium stage, the Row Green, and we are in the black box, which is called the Call Bearer stage.
And that is at the corner. It's right near to Chester and 105th, right?
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
can park on 101st for free. Just a little FYI.
How many actors are in the play?
8. There's 5 women and 3 men.
And they're all young people from.
They're all young. Some of them as young as 18 years old. And the play it's really supposed to be about 5 women who are between. I think the youngest is supposed to be 26, and the eldest is 40.
Five sisters.
5 sisters. Yeah. So.
I vaguely remember. It's been so long since I saw it.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Yes.
Brian Friel, he was quite a famous Irish playwright. Wasn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Do you know any other plays that he wrote?
The play I think that is most produced, certainly second to Lunasa, would be translations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Lunasa has to be his,
Did he write Philadelphia Hurricane?
I'd have to check. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. That's
No.
worth a check.
I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think he wrote that.
Do a quick check on
How
that.
did you find these people to get them to be in the play? Did they just come to you and say, I'd like to be in this play, or did you put a bulletin out on campus saying, come on, I'm going to do this Irish play?
Oh, sure. Well, it's their theater department, so they.
Oh, I see.
I'm sure that they're required to audition for the shows, but I can't tell you how lucky I feel that the people who walked in did. There's an incredibly handsome character, and he's just so suave. Oh yes, it's you. Your co-host is pointing at it. It's me. And we had the handsomest man just walk into the audition room. I was like, oh my goodness, like we're good on that one. And all of the sisters, their characters and nuances. And these young actors who came in and just nailed it. I felt blessed.
Now, did you say, and the person, various people came in,
Sure.
I think you'd be suitable for this role, you'd be suitable for that. Did anybody come in and says, I want to play this part?
Yes, and didn't, and got caught
And
and
didn't
got
get it?
cast as something else. Yeah.
So you were the ultimate decider.
Yes, yeah, and that's what makes directing a little bit better than acting because you have so much control over it. Whereas as an actor, I mean, you just have to, You know, you have to hope that,
Well,
they
what would
want
you do? Would you get them to read lines, particular lines, and say, and then you'd be listening and say, oh God, this person doesn't suit this at all.
Sure, I
Is
mean
that the way it works?
that definitely happens, and I would imagine most of the other shows I've directed, it was a little bit more difficult of a casting process, but this one, like I'm saying, I was just blessed from the get go. You know, like as soon as they walked in, these they fell into place so perfect.
How about the one that plays Meryl Streep's part?
Oh, that woman is actually a chemical engineer. She is I forget what year she is, but she's getting her degree in chemical engineering, and she is a phenomenal young actress. Yeah.
She may never do any chemistry.
I told her parents would be so mad at me, but, you know, it'd be a very different career path, but I think that she should definitely pursue, I think all of them should continue to play on the stage.
Did you pick the play?
I did.
Why did you do that?
I did sort of. The chair of the department asked me for a list of, you know, I think it was like a dozen plays, all from different genres, different time periods. And Lunasa has always been on my list, so that was at the top of my list. And they ultimately chose it to fit in with their season and, you know, the students that they have. They have to make sure that whatever cast is required could be fulfilled by the department. So they ultimately chose it, but it was top of my list.
Did they choose it because, or did you choose it because it was going to be around St. Patrick's Day?
I didn't. No, I didn't know, but quite yeah.
You could have done it any time.
Yeah,
sure. You would have picked it.
Sure.
Are you working on something else now? A next play?
Actually, it's just more Irish good stuff. I filmed a play during the pandemic. It was supposed to be a live performance written by an amazing local playwright, Christopher Johnston.
Oh, I know Chris.
Yeah, okay.
I had him on the program.
Okay, that's kind of how I'm here.
Is that the Mary Mulligan?
It is Mary Mulligan. So it's a heartbreaking, beautiful, funny play that we were lucky enough to turn into a film because we certainly couldn't do anything in 2020. So that's March 11th, and it's in Waterloo. Oh my goodness, I have the name of the place, Tree Lawn. I want to say it's the Tree Lawn Center in Waterloo.
Yeah, it's right near the Beachland Ballroom.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Do you know Mike Coyne? Mike is the president of an organization that I belong to it, and we are partially funding that movie.
Oh my
we
gosh.
partially funded it.
It all makes sense.
The Ascension of Mary Mulligan.
The Ascension of Mary Mulligan. And the place is the Tree Lawn Social Club. And that's just, I believe it's at 6 o'clock on March 11th that film is going to get a showing. But through that film, I ended up with live Irish musicians. Andy McManus and his friends, they're playing.
Tessa.
Yeah, and Tessa, they're playing my Lunasa every single performance, the half hour
I'm looking
before
forward to
the
seeing
show.
them today.
Yeah, so that's really one of the things I wanted to emphasize coming on the program today, and thank you for having me. But come early, come a half of an hour early, because today the show starts at 2:30. Andy McManus and his friends will be there playing. It's so amazing, what an addition.
Yeah, I think Mike Coyne is coming in next week to talk about Mary Mulligan.
Oh my gosh.
I think he is now. But I told him you were coming on today.
Oh, cool.
And he says, when he heard the name, he says, oh, she's acting in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So what part do you play in that movie? I don't want to get off track too
Well,
much
that's all
here.
right. I played the titular character, Mary Mulligan.
Mary Mulligan,
Yeah.
So, and how long is it? It's short though, right? It's not a long movie.
The film, no, it's I want to guess it's like 70 minutes, something
Yeah, okay.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, but that's coming up later. Michael will talk about that next week. But are ticket sales fairly decent for this? For
Lunasa, yes. We're in the black box, like I said before, and it can be arranged all kinds of different ways. You can move the seats around as you want as we were designing the set. But I wanted it to be intimate, so we don't have a ton of seats. I wish I knew the exact number, but it's pretty easy to sell out, and we were sold out last night and on Friday night.
Not sold out today for 3:30, I hope, because I'm planning on going.
I think it starts at 3, so
Yeah,
come at
so-
2:30 if you
I'll
can.
be there at 2:30.
Yeah.
See Andy and Tessa.
Yes.
They'll be playing beforehand.
Yeah.
We're going to play some music and then we're going to be back and talk more with Lara about her career. I love having actors and actresses on that program.
Yeah.
Boy, you're in there with the Jesuits.
I am.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
good people to be in with.
Smart.
Yeah, sure.
No. They guide the world, don't they? They used to anyway.
What's
They
that?
used to be the guidance counselors of the world in the old days. I don't know if they still are or not. You know, they're great teachers and great academics.
Yeah.
The Jesuits.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to work. I'm very lucky to be there. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, how did you get started did you started in acting, obviously.
Yeah, in high school, I mean, I did high school theater. I went to Kent State University for my undergrad, and I got a BFA in acting, and me and the greatest group of actor friends all moved to New York City at, just from the suburbs of Ohio at 22 years old. So we did the best we could there, and I ended up getting my master's from Penn State. And then I moved home to Cleveland. I tried to go back to New York, but my heart was never there.
Isn't it really taking a chance? You know, you're not going to make the big money right out of school like that.
Yeah.
Weren't you a bit of a chancer to do that? Huh?
You gotta be. To do theater at all as a, and to say this is going to be my life, you have to be a little bit mad.
And then how long did you do the acting?
I'm still acting.
Oh,
so,
you're still acting?
Yeah.
And the director now is something that has come
Yeah.
up recently, is it?
It sort of snuck up and started running parallel. I was an adjunct instructor at Cleveland State for some years, and I got to direct a lot of workshop shows over there. And then, strangely enough, I've directed a lot in prison. I have a Shakespeare Behind Bars program out of the women's prison, where I turn female inmates into Shakespearean actors, and we put up shows. So
And you would get an interest in that in the prisons?
oh my goodness! Oh yeah, it's incredible. I've been doing that since 2015. But what's so amazing is like coming into Case and coming into Lunasa, like I had a budget. And there were designers, these amazing designers, lighting designers and stage designers, costume designers. And I'm used to, I just had to pretend like, I'm used to this, But really, I'm used to having nothing to work with. So it's been amazing.
That's great. We're going to talk more about the play itself. I want to dive into the subject matter of the play a bit, if you could.
Oh sure.
To do that when we come back. I have to get some music in, or these people.
Sundays again at 3:00. Band starts at 2:30.
Would you do a kind of a brief outline of the story of Dancing in
Oh my
Moonlight?
goodness. Well, it's almost magical realism at times because it's a story that is told as a memory play through the eyes of a narrator. So the narrator is one of the sister's sons. So it's his memory of his mother and his aunts in 1936 Ireland. And they mentioned Donegal a lot, but they made up a little town called Ballybeg, and that's where they all are. But the narrator keeps cutting in and just sort of reminding us that we're looking back on these scenes that he remembers. And that's really what makes it so hauntingly beautiful to
Was
me.
there any scene in that really grabbed you that you said, I'll never forget that?
The scene where you first meet Jerry, the scene where you first meet the narrator's father, is really a beautiful scene. And it's awfully fun and funny before he comes in because, not to spoil anything, it's just a small thing, but, they announce that they see him coming up the lane and the young girl, Chrissy, who's Michael's mother, the narrator, I tell this tale by she hasn't seen him in a year, and she had this son out of wedlock, and but all of the sisters are so nervous to see him because he's this there's not a lot of men around, and he's this good looking guy who comes into town once in a while. So the scene that precedes that with the sisters all trying to get ready for him to be around, and some of them really hate him and because he walked out on her, and other ones are more excited to see him, most of all Chris being so nervous. that scene between the two of them, it's the longest scene in the play, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful.
How about the sets? How did you deal with that?
My goodness gracious. So I had a guy named Todd Plone, and I, right from the beginning, from the beginning of January, just talking about how we could arrange the space, because again, it's a black box. You can do whatever you want with it. So, I had this vision, and then he added his vision, and my goodness, this set has to be the most beautiful set I have seen in so long, and it's student made. Everybody's coming in to get some credit, some points toward building the set, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, they made a tree. There's a tree on stage, and their kitchen, their 1936 little cottage kitchen, and it's all so authentic and gorgeous.
Is the in 1936 Ireland was a poor country?
Mhm.
Is that evident in
Absolutely.
the play?
Yeah, absolutely. At one point, one of the characters says, and here's the dilemma: we only have 3 eggs between the 7 of us. They're planning to have dinner, and it's a quick moment, but there's enough quick moments like that you get the sense of lack.
But I would not say though, and again I'm going by memory. It's a while since I've seen the play. There was a movie just came out recently called The Banshees of
Inisherin.
and a lot of people says to me it's very dark type of a movie. I won't ask your opinion on it right now, but when you walk out of Lunasa, you're not feeling bad about it, right?
No, and that's I think that was the first conversation that I had with the actors, is you can really screw this play up because it's beautiful, it's haunting, it's funny, but it's heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking
Sure.
play. You learn what happens to these women and their family, but I wanted to steer out of that, because you can't lean too hard on the drama of it, or else you lose all the other joy, all the other aspects that that is very real and palpable between these sisters and their family. We were all surprised at how many laughs we're getting. We're almost, the actors are learning to hold a little bit for audience laughter, because I'm like, you're going to be surprised. There's a lot of funny things in this play. I think you'll leave satisfied.
Friel is a different type of writer, would say, than McDonough. McDonough that wrote The Banshees. A lot of his stuff is kind of dark. Friel's not like that.
No, I don't think so, but I wouldn't pretend to know Brian Friel's whole body of work, but certainly not this play. This play, like I was saying, it has a lot of, it feels authentic, it has a lot of humor, and, you can really feel these deep relationships, and that often comes with a lot of humor,
Well, listen, we hope the actors and actresses in this play that they go on to great things.
Certainly, yeah.
Probably that chemical engineer, her parents won't. You're right. They probably won't like you very well.
I know.
If she goes to Broadway and becomes an actress.
I know.
We were talking there about Deirdre Ring. Deirdre, that she's a great actress, isn't she? Local.
She's a
Brendan Ring's sister.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I don't think you knew it, but she did tour with the stage production of Dracula. She toured the whole country in that.
I think she has quite the resume. I know that she was at the Abbey Theater with Vincent Dowling. She's one of those people that makes it.
You didn't know Vincent?
No, but she's one of those people that makes it worth it to be a part of Cleveland theater. You just have these incredible heavy hitters that you're like, man, this is as worthy a town as anywhere,
But you know something? A lot of people wouldn't associate Case with theater at all.
Oh, well, they certainly should. Their MFA program is renowned. They're part of the Playhouse. They perform at Playhouse Square. That's a tremendous MFA program. Their BFA program, I think, is a little bit less known, or their BA program, their undergraduate program. But I'm going to be catching more shows there after having worked there as a guest director.
Now, if there's anybody listening to the program and they would like to get into the acting business, you teach and act.
I don't actually. I used to teach acting, but now I'm.
Or you teach public speaking now.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's hard to get into St. Ignatius. You have to be
Jeez.
You have to be under 18 and a boy, so there's
Oh,
that.
Oh, that's right. But I just, Laura, I hope it's a huge success. So far, though, you're happy enough with the attendance?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah, we I had to lay out some extra seats last night, 3, because some folks drove from West Virginia, I think, to see one of the kids in the play, and I was like, we'll make it work. We'll add some extra seats. So it is only, I looked it up, it is only a 70-seat theater. So do get tickets ahead of time if you can, and it's just case.edu/Maltz Center, and Maltz is MALTZ. And then that will guide you to tickets. Tickets are also only $10, so.
Oh, yeah, they're reasonable. Well, I am going this afternoon. I hope I can, after the program, I'll do that. JC, write that down for me, would you? Because what she said.
I got it for you.
Huh?
I'll send it to you.
Okay, all right, great. All right, Lara, it's 11:38 here on the Irish Show, WHK AM 1420. We're going to come back and we'll just give some final instructions for people to get
Hey Jerry,
there.
before we do,
Yeah?
we had a call from the Irish Mother of the Year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Bridgie.
She complimented everyone on last night's gathering at the West Side Club, and in particular John O'Brien, and it was just a lovely show, a lot of music,
Oh, yeah, I'm
and a
sure
lot
it
of
was
good
great.
spirits, so she was very, very thrilled with it. And we'll see her next Sunday here.
Okay, yeah, they're all going to be here next Sunday, that's right. Here's a great song. Laura, you might like this, by a group called Solace, and it's called A Girl in the War. Beautiful, beautiful music. And don't forget, today performing will be Andrew McManus and his band.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be there today, starting at
2:30 to 3, yeah.
2:30. They'll be on a half an hour.
Brian Field? Yeah, wrote Philadelphia, Here I Come. Jerry. Brian, there's Brian Friel.
Yeah.
Wrote Philadelphia, Here I Come. I'm surprised you didn't know.
I did not know
Yep.
that now. I saw
1964.
And all
Philadelphia.
was Philadelphia Roots.
I never liked that play, Philadelphia. I just thought it was okay, but
Paul said to Peter, you gotta rock yourself a little harder. Pretend